Hello, my name is Bob Miller and welcome to my shop. I don't know about you, but I'm always trying to make my shop better. A little over a year ago, I did a video of my shop tour. If you haven't seen that video, you can find a link to it right up there. Well, I've decided to make a few changes. Two shopsmiths are an integral part of my shop. This one over here has stayed configured as a lathe on one side and a belt sander on the other side. This has a few drawbacks, however. There's no good way for dust collection on a lathe, and therefore all the dust shavings from the lathe operation get all over the floor and they fly into that shelf. I'm going to change that. The Shopsmith is a great drill press, but I find that many times when I would like to use a drill press, I do not take the time to set it up and instead try it by hand. I think I would use a drill press much more often than the lathe, so the lathe then will become a drill press, and when I want a lathe, I'll use this one over here. That is a stand I made to hold the grinder for sharpening the lathe tools. I'll be honest with you. It's not very sturdy. It has too small a footprint. For there to be room for the drill press to work, I think the shopsmith needs to move closer over here to the wall. And if that's true, then the grinder stand needs to go. Well, that was easy. But I still need the grinder. But I have other plans for it. Over here is an old Craftsman radial arm saw. I picked it up at an estate sale. It has served me well, using it for cross-cutting those boards that were too wide for my miter saw. It has developed a problem though. The switch sticks and has continually gotten worse, and it hardly functions anymore. If you watched the first shop tour video, you probably heard me say I wished I had a sliding miter saw. Well, look over here. I recently purchased a Bosch 12-inch slider. I love this saw, and I used the sticky switch on the radial arm as a rationale for getting it. I like everything about my new Bosch saw except for one thing. Bosch tries to keep me safe. You see that little handle right there? In order to pull the trigger to start the saw, you have to slide it over and then you can pull the trigger. My problem is I have atrophy in my hands and I can't pull it over and slide the trigger at the same time. Enter a clamp. I've clamped it over and it works just fine. So what happens to the radial arm saw? Retirement. Bye, old buddy. Where the old Craftsman radial arm saw used to be, now is an extension to the bench. And remember the grinder that was over in the way? Well, it now is sitting right down here. And we'll just simply move up and clamp down to the top of the bench, along with another sharpening system for chisels. We now have a drill press as a permanent location, and the shopsmith itself has been moved over closer to the wall, and the belt sander still has plenty of room to function over there. Well, it's almost my birthday, and I got a birthday present. This is a new Triton drum sander and belt sander that oscillates. I haven't tried it out yet, but I think I'm going to like it. Thanks for taking the tour. I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day.